Ladies and gentlemen, good day. I am here to present the research entitled The Effectiveness of the Kaanib Enterprise Development Project Community Household Level Coconut Processing Project Component in Bukidnon, the case of Damulog. This is Christian Pel Batoktoy together with my co-researchers Teddy Kulipan, Sheila Puunon, and Hazel Sullivan. For the rationale, the coconut industry is stuck in a wormhole of stagnating productivity and terrible poverty. The industry's access to resources is constrained. Nonetheless, this orphan child of Philippine agriculture has one of the highest development potentials because of greater productivity, diversification, and industry value addition. When correctly managed, it can aid in rural industrialization and job generation. The Philippine government, under the Philippine Coconut Authority, has been generous in giving livelihood technologies to the coconut farmers. But sadly, with the given livelihood projects, coconut farmers' profitability are still low. There was a program of the Philippine Coconut Authority which grew out of the Maunlad Nanyugan Tugon sa Kahirapan program that was introduced under Executive Order number 210 in February 2000, which seeks to raise farmer income and productivity from 10,000 pesos to 100,000 pesos. It also aims to boost coconut production by conserving, replanting, and rehabilitating the palm population. Regrettably, this program has fallen short of its objective. This study seeks to answer the questions about the effectiveness of the KEDP-CHL-CPP component, a government intervention in alleviating poverty among coconut farmers in the region. So for the objectives of the study, the Maunlad na Nyugan Tugon sa Kahirapan program was also implemented by the Philippine Coconut Authority similar to the Kaanib Enterprise Development Project, which also seeks to increase farmer beneficiaries' annual income. Generally, the study assessed the effectiveness of the Kaanib Enterprise Development Project community household level coconut processing project component of the Philippine Coconut Authority after its implementation in the region. Specifically, it determines the difference in the profitability of the beneficiaries after the implementation of the project in terms of its return on investment, return on asset, return on equity, gross profit margin, and net profit margin. So the independent variable is the profitability before the intervention of Kaanib, and the dependent variable is the profitability after the implementation of the Kaanib Enterprise Development Project Community Household Level Coconut Processing Project component in Bukidnon. So for the methodology of the study, let's begin with the locale of the study. Initially, there were two municipalities in the province of Bukidnon that was studied. But for this presentation, we will be focusing only on the municipality of Damulog. There were 70 project beneficiaries from Damulog, Bukidnon. They were the first beneficiary of the virgin coconut oil technology in the region. For the data collection, questionnaires were provided to collect primary data from the respondents. Research instrument which goes through proofreading and pilot testing with a Cronbach's alpha of 0.867. Data analysis, a paired sample t-test was used to identify the change before and after the implementation. The CBOs or the coconut-based organizations were chosen because they met the standards set by the Philippine Coconut Authority. Originally, there were three municipalities to be studied, but because of peace and security problems in the area, there were only two. But for this presentation, we focused on one municipality. For the data validation, a focus group discussion was conducted after data analysis. According to the Philippine Coconut Authority, a baseline survey was conducted before the start of the KEDP in their municipality. The baseline survey data was used by the researcher as a secondary data for the economic activity of the beneficiaries before project was implemented. A letter of consent was sent to the Philippine Coconut Authority and the municipal mayors asking permission to conduct study in their locality. So for the results and discussion, first is the socio-demographic profile. Most of the beneficiaries were female because according to the data validation, most of the males in the area were assigned in the farm doing hard labor while females were assigned to operate the technology given by the implementing government agency. Beneficiaries in Damulog, Bukidnon were almost at retirement age. Nonetheless, these farmers has a long range of experience in coconut farming and hopes to teach the cultural management practice of coconut to their next generation. There were more than 90% Catholics in the area because according to the data validation, most of the non-Catholic members of the community lived along the mountains where communication is very difficult and roads were not very accessible. For its ethnicity, as supported by the focus group discussion, most of the ancestors of the farmers were Cebuanos and Boholanos, who were the first few people who inhabit the municipality of Damulog, Bukidnon. The remaining percentages were farmers that were Ilocanos, Surigao-non, and from Cavite. This data in the screen indicates that farmers attained basic education. Due to the lack of financial resources back then, the respondents were not able to go to their higher education because the respondents were forced to do farming for them to have food on their tables. So for the employment status, this is because most of the farmer beneficiaries were not able to finish higher education courses and most of them only knew how to farm. Thus, farming plays an important role in the community. For the number of years as coconut farmers, so the farmer beneficiaries had been farming for more than 20 years due to familial ties and a lack of alternative livelihood options in the community. As supported by the focus group discussion, moreover, farmers involved in farming for several years are expected to perform better than new ones. And for the ownership status of the farm, most of the farmers work on their own farms. And of course, most of the farmers own their homes, while others are still renting. So the survey of the level of attainment of the Kaanip Enterprise Development Project objectives in terms of relevance shows a very much attained descriptive rating, meaning, as perceived by the beneficiaries, the program is still consistent with the impact and effect of the project implementation. Hence, the objectives of the program were still valid and the program is still operating. Also, the activities and outputs of the program is still consistent with the goals and attainment of the program. The table below shows the summary of the paired samples test among farmer beneficiaries before and after project implementation at Damulog, Bukidnon. A baseline survey conducted by the Philippine Coconut Authority was conducted before the start of the KEDP in Damulog, Bukidnon. It was used as the data before project implementation and gathered the data through questionnaires after project implementation through personal interviews. Thus, the intervention of the government, specifically the Philippine Coconut Authority, was not effective in changing the return on investment of the farmer beneficiaries. The farmer beneficiaries' net income and utilization of the total asset has no significant change over 10 years of project implementation. This is because the equipment given was not totally used due to the absence of market and the equipment given does not match the needs of the organization. But for other indicators such as the return on investment, return on equity, gross profit margin, and net profit margin shows a significant difference with 0.05 as the p-value. So in conclusion, The Kaanib Enterprise Development Project community household level coconut processing project component mainly benefited small-scale female farmers, mostly Cebuanos and Roman Catholics who were nearing retirement age. These farmers had basic education, owned their land and households, and had extensive farming experience. The project was perceived as highly successful in achieving its general and specific objectives, including establishing support systems for coconut industry development, promoting farm diversification and value-adding technologies, and empowering women. The farmers greatly appreciated the project's impact on their livelihoods and family income, particularly in terms of access to farm technology, production, market linkages, and credit facilities. Despite encountering some challenges related to financial needs, they were able to overcome these issues and achieve the desired outcomes. In recommendation, the Kaanib Enterprise Development Project proves beneficial in increasing income for farmer beneficiaries. However, for successful implementation, a needs analysis should be conducted to identify challenges and appropriate solutions, ensuring that the technology provided aligns with their requirements. Regular monitoring and evaluation of the technologies given are essential for the government agency to assess functionality and avoid wastage. Additionally, promoting partnerships with lending conduits, financial institutions, and other government institutions can enhance the financial resources and knowledge for sustainable coconut processing. For future researches, conducting an impact assessment after program implementation is recommended to identify areas for improvement. And lastly, training dedicated individuals among coconut farmers is advised to ensure the long-term viability of product production. Once again, thank you very much and good day. Mabuhay from the Philippines.